announced in this year's National Calypso competition, there are newcomers and a healthy dose of former monarchs. Linda Chocolate Perfume makes it to the semi-finals on the debut into the national competition, and a small voice with a big appeal from the mouth of babes who is going to heed the cry for help. Tonight, as we come into the debate, as we come on air, the debate is intensifying over who's made it and who should have and who shouldn't. But that does not take away from the fact that this will be a very entertaining semi-final, probably the last big Calypso show at the National Cultural Center. We'll find out pretty soon. This is the reality show, and we head back to the National Calypso competition. And joining us in studio today, our returning guest, Nahum Jabatis, an exceptional songwriter with an amazing track record and a body of work, and Calypso administrator, Ronel Biscom. She grew up in the tents and quite a bit involved in tent administration. So Ronel and Happy, welcome to Calabash TV and to the reality show. And Ronel, as we were saying, that you've been involved quite a while. You basically grew up in the tents?
Pretty much, pretty much, yeah.
Your mom, I just was about to mention your mom is Lorna Lubran. She is extremely well known as a leader of the Ambassadors Calypso tent. She was actually a pioneer as well?
Yes, my mom was really involved in the founding of, I guess, the Real Calypso Association back in the 1970s with the likes of Paley Jackson and company. And she was pretty much just stuck there all my life. So I was born in the 80s and at the height of it all, and I never left Calypso.
So you had no choice, really?
Not really, no.
So whether you like it or not, you were stuck in it?
Well, luckily I loved it, so it worked for me, right?
Did you have an early start, Nahum, or at what point did you get into Calypso?
Oh, it was. I put the blame squarely on the shoulders of Ashanti.
Oh, really?
Because I came into songwriting out of the need to give Ashanti 2 songs for the competition, because he came to me and he told me about it, but I had never written any song before. But he just said, "Look, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can
never
do
written
it."
any songs before that?
Never. And the first song I wrote was "Lucia Going Getting Low."
And I have
never written another song like that again. So I blame Ashanti for that.
Yeah. All right. As we mentioned earlier on, we at the point now where we have the results of the semi-finalists. So what I'll do, I'll feature, when we can go to the screen and we'll feature the list. We'll probably start with some of the names that we have on there. Ashanti, well, we have it in alphabetical order, and that's how we've been getting it of late, so we have to work with that for the time being. So Ashanti of the Ambassadors Calypso tent, and Chocolate, we'll talk a little bit about her in just a while, making her debut from Takeover Tent, Soca Village. Educator from Ambassadors Calypso tent, Herb Black from the Takeover Tent, Soca Village. Ja Charles from the South, journalist also from the South, Lil Nick from the Takeover Tent, and Nintus from the South Calypso Tent, and also we have Oshun, also from South Calypso Tent, Pep of the Ambassadors Calypso Tent, Takeover Tent, and Nintus from the South Calypso Tent, and also we have Oshun, also from South Calypso Tent, Pep of the Ambassadors Calypso Tent, Ready, also Ambassadors, Solange of Ambassadors, and T-Blacks. I think he's making his debut.
And on the national stage.
On the national stage, yes. And Ronald will tell us a little bit about him, because I think you've been following him as well. And also T.C. Brown of the Ambassadors Calypso tent, T. Caro of Takeover Tent Soca Village, and Wally also of the Takeover Tent Soca Village. Ronald, I know you've been following. Did you see any surprises there?
Well, I have to admit that I don't think there's ever a year that we get a semi-finals this or even a finals this and we're not surprised by something, one thing or the other. So I can honestly say that yes, there are surprises on this list. There are people that you expect, there are people that you hope will make it through, and then there are people that you know will make it through. So at the end of the day, for today when I got the list, I had my moment of wow, and then we move on from there.
Nahum, I suppose some of your people made it through?
Yes, some of my people made it, but I will not mention who I think should not be there. It's not in my place. Yeah. But there were 2 people that I felt was quite, at least I had them on my list for the semi-finals, and that's Struggler, Achiever.
Yes.
I had him, and I also had Alicat. Alicat has, because I'm a songwriter, and I find her songs were quite creative in terms of woodcraft and so on. And she had very interesting music on one of them. So on that basis, I had a day. But she's not there. I guess I have to go.
Yeah.
We have to go with what the judges said.
Yeah, I share your observation about the Achiever because I thought she was pretty strong this year.
Yes, I thought so.
And I had Achiever as one of the key persons. So when I looked on the list and I didn't see it, and I'm saying if it's in alphabetical order, he won't go past, well, Ashadi was the only A we had there. And I'm saying he couldn't be anywhere below W. So he's not in there, and I suppose he will have to reflect. I know it's been a long, hard journey for him.
Yeah, it has been.
And he's worked hard, and this year I think he worked exceptionally hard.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was impressed. I was actually impressed.
Very impressive his songs, and I think to me he has one of the top songs for this year as well. So Achiever is not that. I'm sure we'll have that debate as we move forward on that and a few other things. I want to go to we'll get back to that as well, but we also had the results of the Groovy, which came out as well, and so Ronald can go to the screen for the Groovy. Again, starting in alphabetical order, Ambi is there with a big C, following Ambi and Brandon Harding, and CJ, and the Great White, Deshaun is also in there, Esteban, who's been at it for a while, is also in there, General Bix is in there, Hollywood HP, who has been pretty consistent, is in there, Isla Man, who is always energy on stage, is also in there, and I think he's defending his power as well.
Yes.
So Isla Man is defending his power. Let me get to the second round, or second half of the Groovy round. We can go back to the screen for this. Keisha is also there. I think I gave the wrong list.
Yes.
Let's get to the, we're still in Groovy, and so there should be Keisha. So there we have Keisha, who I'm very impressed with. She is in there as well, along with Mysterio, who's been consistent. Nerdy and Shemi, they have some pretty good tracks as well. Pepe, for a song called Everyday. And we also have Cupid, Boss Lady. Cupid has been very consistent as well. Ricky T, as strong as always, is there. He's been touring quite a bit, but he's there. C. Dale, Take the Win, he is in there as well, and he should be giving a good show this year. Sergi, very impressive for selection this year, and Sergi's in there. Saya, with Real Life and versus Style. Always difficult for me to pronounce versus Style. More vibes. Versus Style is in there. So that's the list of the Groovy. Now, have you been following the Groovy very closely, Ronald?
Not really. I have to be honest. This year, I haven't really had a lot of time to just sit and listen to the music that's coming out from everybody. I have heard a few of them. From Ambi, from Deshaun, who performed it for Ambassadors. Keisha, I love this child.
Yeah, I love Keisha.
From the time she came out, I've always liked her style, her energy, her vibe on stage. So I'm never surprised when I see her. I'm always happy that she's getting an opportunity to prove herself, and I can only hope that she goes all the way through.
And she's in the tent, so she's showing a deep interest.
She is showing she's there. Yes. You expect Ricky T always gives a good show. See Dale. Sergi is another young one with a lot of energy who is always out there, who always gives out a good show. So, of course, we cannot say anything without talking about Hollywood HP. Ambi. These people are people who always try to put something out there that's of some kind of quality. So you know that they are capable of making the final at any time. So I can't say anything much about the list per se, just the individual performers that I've heard something from, but those I've heard, I'm happy with. And I have to say something though. We all know Isla Man as, the Fire City crew, and always has some big energy on stage, and he's defending this year for the Power Soca Monarch. And this year he's into the Groovy, and I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, and I understand he's releasing a video sometime this week, so we should look out for that as well. Like I mentioned earlier, it's in alphabetical order. Nahum, you've been in this for a while. Has there been an official response as to why it's given in alphabetical order as opposed to giving us in terms of the performance?
Well, I don't know, because people, I suspect it's because of speculation.
But you would want to know as a writer.
I would want to know, but I will get it. I know I'll probably work with the tent to see, because normally I work with the tent and you get it from the tent. Because you need to strategize from now. You need to strategize, and so we would get it. The other thing is, I think one of the thing is not to discourage performers who fall somewhere at the bottom of the list, because at quarterfinals, you have to erase everything and then start from scratch. So because quarterfinals is different stages, but now it's everybody on the same stage from semi-finals.
Yep.
So we erase from scratch and go. But I don't see anything wrong in putting it in the order.
Because Ronald, I know of no other competition where you don't see the results. You don't see the scores. Every other competition I know, whether it's a singing competition or sports, you
Yes,
must
I
see
mean,
the stats.
even at the finals, they give you the scores right there on the night, right?
yeah,
And the scores are available to the individual Calypsonians and the writers in the tent. I think I'll have to agree with Happy when he says that maybe it's just not to discourage people too much, but then I mean you get your scores at the end of it all, so you know how much work you have to put in or what you may need to work on or tighten up and so on for you to get through to the finals if it's at all possible. So maybe
Let me just say that I've never had any trouble getting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Once
I
you
mean, it's
request it, you get it.
available.
Yeah.
You probably can.
Because-
normally the tent leaders or people in the tent normally
Will get it.
I just think it
get
makes for
from them.
good quality discussion in terms of,
Exactly.
from a position of fact. You have figures to play with. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ronald, you've been listening for a while. To me, when we were getting those results, the quality was, that's when I set the benchmark in terms of the Ashantis, the Invaders, the Peps. In those days we were discussing the actual figures.
I agree to a certain extent, but I also know that when you get your scores, they really are not a true reflection of what you're capable of doing, because at the end of the day, I've seen people come from number 18 and win the crown. It's happened on several occasions. Come from number 16, 17, 18 and end up in the finals and placing in the first, second and third place. So it really is the scores, especially coming out of the quarterfinals, are really I don't want to say disparate, but they can be a bit off, especially considering that judges have to judge on several different nights. I mean, this
And
year,
on several different stages.
this year it's 3 10s. Remember those times when we had 5,
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
and judges had to judge 5 10s one after the other, and then come up with a set of results. And I'm thinking that I'm remembering that these were the years when we had greater controversies as well.
Yes.
Going into the
I think
semi-finals, so
controversies might have contributed
to part of
to part of this decision because I mean people were taking it. I know we were discussing it, but people were taking it serious, in terms of
a bit passionate
taking
about
the judges to task,
Oh.
you
Yep.
know. And
Yep.
so,
Alright.
so maybe to avoid all of that.
Yes, let me get the list of the Power Soca that was released as well today. And we can go to the screen, Randall. Carlos Solomon by The Bar. We've all heard that song, I'm sure. It's been getting some good radio play. CJ, Disorderly, Crown, H2O, Crown. Is that the same Crown?
Yes.
Same ground.
So I was making a note as well that there were only 2 guys who actually were in the Calypso competition who are in other competitions. So what I was concluding is that the Power guys already getting to Calypso. The Power and Groovy guys already getting to Calypso, because just Crown and I think the other person was
TK the Boss. Yes.
Just those 2 guys who were in both but in all 3 competitions.
But let me just add, those 2 guys, I also had these guys on my list somewhere,
Yeah, yeah.
Ticket and Crown. I just want to add that because
Right.
I as the names.
They were strong this year.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And Ezra is also in there. Jiggy Keisha, she's in both competitions.
Nice.
Mac 11, who won the road march it was last year,
Yep.
and so he's in there. Manchus, he's been in there for a long time. Mad and Bougie, I think it's called. Nerdy, Ninja Dan is back. Private 6, Cupid is also in this competition as well. I know she was involved in the Calypso, but she had basically pulled out of it.
And she was very successful too.
And she was, for the strange that she didn't continue.
Yes.
And we have
Cupid,
next
Ricardo.
Ricky T
Almost
and
like
C-Dale.
Ricardo.
As well, yes. C-Dale, Sergi, Sire, Subans, and also I think we have a second list here that we should go to.
Sibo, Sire,
Alright,
Subans, TK the Boss, and Top Cat.
Top Cat.
alright. So that's it, completing the top 10, top 20.
20.
Power Soca competition. So these are the guys who will be lining up for the next couple of weeks for the major competitions in this year's Calypso competition. I know they've been getting some airplay, but we haven't. I think this year, and I was discussing it with Ronald earlier, that the Calypsonians, the Calypso competition itself, has taken most of the energy and the oxygen out of the discussion because we've had such powerful music this year, which is good for a change because normally the soca drives it.
Yes.
But this year we have all the talk about the calypsos and the tents and so on. So that's a good sign for you, Neha?
Yes, definitely. And we've waited about 3 or 4 years for this to happen. You know, I just want to say very good work done by all of the writers and the artists. You know, this year, because I think from the first tent we saw the momentum was set there from the first tent, and I think I would not be wrong in saying that all of the tents have been attended well so far. Yeah. So this augurs well for at least the future of Calypso.
And let me just break it down very quickly in terms of the tents. Ambassadors. These are the guys from Ambassadors who have made it. And they are Ashanti, Educator, Pep, Reddy, Solange, T.C. Brown. And let's go now to the takeover tent. Chocolate, Her Black, Invader, Lil Nick, who's been very strong this year, Morgie, who's made a strong comeback as well, Tikaro, Wally, and I think we can go to the south now. From the south, we have Jean Charles. Is he a newcomer or I know he's been around.
He's been around Calypso, but I think this is first year on the stage, on the big stage.
It reminds me of a Calypso that they had singing this. I can't remember. I seem to remember his name now. From the same south. But it's about 3 or 4 years that he's not singing now. But
could be the same person, right?
Yeah, he was around.
But he changed his name, you mean?
Maybe.
No, I think he did. Yeah, he did mention that to me. He changed his name.
So probably it's the same person.
Probably the same person.
Maybe it is.
Maybe I have an interview with him, which I'll play later on. Not today, but in previous next shows. Also, journalist is there. Nintas is there, making a strong bid for the crown this year. Oshun, who was the big revelation for 2017. She's in there as well. T-Blacks as well. I saw him for the first time at the quarterfinals. And Ronald, you had him on your list from the first moment you saw him?
I had him, I saw him for the first time at the quarterfinals. He did not perform in the first show, if I recall correctly, but from the time I heard him at the quarterfinals, he was on my list. And but I remembered him from the Junior Calypso competition previous years, where he sang for Asia Secondary. And in his last Junior Calypso endeavor, he told them to give me my crown.
Right.
So
he didn't get it this year.
We don't know, but maybe he's coming to claim that crown, right? But he certainly impressed me from the Junior Calypso stage. And I mean, Junior Calypso is something I attend every year, no matter what, because there's always great Calypso in there and talent. So I had him on my list from the beginning. I felt that he produced something, he put something out there that was worthwhile, and that he should be given the shot, and he was given the nod by the judges, and I'm excited about that. He's not from my tent, unfortunately, but I'm happy for the South Calypso tent just as much.
So there was a guy last year as well, I think Jaden was from Barbano.
Jaden from Barbano, yes.
Would have got to the national level as well.
He hasn't, no.
Alright. Let's move on very quickly. I wanted to feature a little bit of some of the new music that we saw. Well, Pep obviously was new in the tent, so all his music was new.
Yes.
So let's feature a part of one of his selection.
Our little farmers can now begin to prosper, making local copra, no more propaganda. Then the factory performing the extract free, squeezing it exactly. So now when we have the oil, our business will never spoil. We making soap and margarine, even suntan cream, and then we exporting far to bring some money back here. So you see that the cocoa industry is the greatest plan for we. Now we go back to where we were, leading in the show. We'll go. Now we go, let the palm trees grow, let the liquid flow. We'll go. Let we boost the economy and bring back some more money. Let more of our people get a share of the GDP. Real cocoa is going up. Let us put it in every shop. Let us bring back the copra industry and hit it while it's hot. Let we go, they calling out for more in France and Tokyo. We'll go. Let we go, let the good times flow. Don't man report. We'll go. Sweet cocoa. Thank you.
That's a little bit of pep. Real cocoa, very topical in terms of the subject and the treatment of it as well. I know there's been a big discussion and controversy about coconut oil, and especially as I know we've been having a lot of virgin oil and so many persons are now producing coconut oil. I was a little worried about the industry because don't forget we had the fresh water taking over, and farmers were saying that all the coconuts were being picked before they got dry. But obviously the industry is making a rebound, and Pep has handled that very well in terms of the treatment of that subject. Yep. It came out of the blue because I wasn't expecting him to sing about blue cocoa, especially when he has so many other issues.
I think very important to him is the Louis Coco, the play on the Louis Coco.
Yes,
that is the connotations in there.
I think if we listen carefully to the entire song, which admittedly I have not really had a chance to do as yet, that we'll find something in there. We'll find something in there that works on that play of words. Incidentally, it was Pep's birthday on.
Yes, and the crowd gave him very nice.
So he got this rousing happy birthday before he sang his first song, and I don't know, maybe that's his birthday present.
Now, this is classical, typical Pep.
Yes.
This is Pep performing.
Pep and
his style and everything.
And I just chose the last verse. I didn't want to. We couldn't feature the whole song, but just the last verse to basically give us a sense of how he rapped with the subject. He also did another song which has been. I'm getting quite a bit of reaction across the board. Let's get a little.
Now it must be said, unemployment down here is dread, and we need investment for the people to buy their bread. So if we object, we must do so with great respect. Let them know our heritage that we all want to protect. So if DSH want to buy our land, they must pass the cash. Oh yes, if they don't want to pay our price, then they can get in a blade of grass in the mass. They could give us US or CIP, but they must show great respect for we. As a nation, we all must raise we head. St. Lucian people must never beg. I cried for this land, not because of the Viewford plan. Investment is great, and we can't afford to wait. But if talk is true, I just can't believe what they plan to do, cause this horse race track will be like tracks on the Lucian back. So we have to tell the world that we at the Sean Pearl is the fakest things that we need. And if he doesn't want to give us a strength, he must stay stupid and straight. Again I cry. 2017 when the man decide Barrier Island grim, like iguanas will have to swim. I was horrified. That is why I died. Thank you.
So this is Vintage Pep, taking the other subject which is very topical and big controversy in the country as well, the DSH song as well. So he's making a very strong bid this year as well. We will take a break now and continue in just a little bit. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the newcomers and a lot more right here on The Reality Show.
What are y'all doing out there? Y'all playing the fool, not football. Justin, what are you thinking passing the ball to Kelly? I don't even know why you on the team. That's the worst team I've ever coached. Get out of my sight.
Carl, that was wrong. Those players don't deserve that, especially Kelly. What you say to them on this field can affect them for life.
Okay, I get it. All right? I get the point.
Words don't break bones, but they can damage lives.
Come on! Yeah, that's it. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Together, let's end emotional abuse, on or off the field. If you hear something, say something.
Good game, guys. Sorry I shouted during the break.
I was wrong.
A message from UNICEF and the OECS.
Get ready, set for school with the Educator and Educator Plus loans from the St. Lucia Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union. No more stress to pay for school or supplies. Borrow from $500 to $20,000 and enjoy low repayments starting from $25. As a special gift, 2 lucky members who apply to win will have their loan paid in full. Call or visit the St. Lucia Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union for your Educator or Educator Plus loan today. Terms and conditions apply.
Taste the real Fruta. Enjoy the real Fruta. Refreshing juice of every day. Whoa.
Welcome back to the reality show, and we are looking at the Calypso 2017, and we just have the results from the quarterfinals, and we're looking at the semi-finals and all the other competitions that are coming up as Carnival 2017 moves on. We want to look at a little bit at the some of the newcomers this year. We've had some bright sparks, starting with the South, and the South has had a few new guys, and I think we're just talking about T-Blacks and Oshun and Crown. So they've had quite a strong concentration on youth. I think Takeover Tent as well has some newcomers in there. I don't see too many. I know there are some in the ambassadors as well. Probably Ronel, who probably is the ambassador. The ambassador can talk to us about that in terms of newcomers. But let's generally talk about Oshun, for example, who is a bright spark. Yeah. And now we've seen T-Blacks, quite an amazing revelation as well.
Well, I have to say that this year, the first tent that I went to, apart from ambassadors, was the South Calypso tent, and I sat there and I was listening to the music and I was getting into it like the crowd was, you know, laughing and getting into the spirit of things. And then I sat in amazement when this young lady came on stage and she put it out there like, you know, she just came to tell us about those veterans. And I appreciated the message and I appreciated the performance, and everything about her spoke to her being the next big thing. And she came out in the quarterfinals and she did her thing, and again the judges agreed that she should have an opportunity to become a veteran herself.
Okay, let's have a bit of
And
Oshun.
yeah. Go ahead.
Let's get some Oshun.
The judges should stop playing games, judging Calypso and not names. It looks like Mrs. Andretti, who can give the art form energy. For every seat, big names must be there. Still attendance win the lead every year. Judges, I know all have been tired. Please change the card to big yard. Why you telling the youth to sing and your king already reigning? And why you pretend to care when you tipped in we back then? Everything in we society is based on a lie and hypocrisy. You're telling the youth to sing and your king already reigning. Veterans, veterans, all they want. Veterans, veterans, the future of tomorrow. Veterans, veterans, someday they will go. Telling the youth to sing and your king already ready. Telling the youth to sing and your king already ready. La vida Thank you.
All right, that's Oshun from the South Calypso. And she's extremely talented. I was just doing a little research and I found out she's also a youth parliamentarian.
Yes.
Yes.
She represented Micoud South, I think. area.
Yeah, and she's very, very active, I think, in the community of Bellevue.
Yes.
Even in stage design, you know, but she's, you know, I think last year or year before, she actually sang with the Review Tent, you know, and she did a song. I think
it was only $20 for my costume.
Right, only $20 for my costume.
I was trying to remember the name that she used, but it wasn't coming to me. But
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and now that you mentioned it,
yeah,
so
you'll have to.
Yes.
Only $20 for my costume.
Yes, I remember that song very well.
Yeah, but she's clearly talented.
She is a very talented young lady,
and passionate about.
And she's passionate about what she's singing. It's not enough that you have a good writer and a
you
powerful
have
arrangement, but you have to deliver the song. And she certainly delivered that song. And she delivered the second song as well, The Whip.
Excellent. Yes,
love that song. Yes.
T-Blacks we spoke about. Let's get a little bit of his music.
Man, this year I've been so careful not to cause any trouble. I don't want to face no libel, so I choose in my stories well. With all the things I see happening, I stay away from that. I don't want to sing nothing unclean, only present you facts. Don't want to be seen as no gossiper, whose sole mission is to bring down sweet solution. I don't want to come out here and criticize. Otherwise, it's me they go victimize. Since I simply come here for crown, don't want to sing nothing wrong, so it's only positive lyrics in my song. Whoa, so I won't sing about the former monarchy and the students' controversy, or how that big story disappeared instantly. I won't talk about you boulders and the package stimulus. Not me. I rather man to say not than to talk about the screenshot. So today, my friends, my position, I hope you can understand. From all your stories and propagandas, from that mine I wash my hand. Whoa.
That's a very comfortable T-Black.
I like the bass line, boy. The bass line.
So when you listen to the music, you also listen to the instrumentation as well.
Oh yes,
yes.
You know,
because there's the lyrics and there's the
and how it all fits together to give you that seamless performance at the end of the day. So.
We'll still stick with T-Black as well. He was in character in the second song he did.
Oh yes, I remember Move Your Foot Well.
Yeah, Move Your Foot Well. So let me feature that as well.
Every day's a struggle, argument and tussle. My land down there causing too much trouble. But as a loving and caring mother, I need to bring peace and order. Don't want no one's blood on my shoulder. Since there is no rest, no peace, I need to ensure justice. With wheel in my hand, I making my declaration. To my son Johnny, come lately, every day on the TV for my name with his silent story. Since Maria he cannot reach, cause the causeway he now ditch. Like him left, give he less on the beach.
Singer there, man.
Very nice voice as well. T-Black's making it to the semis, and I'm sure some people have him already in the final. Is that a stretch? Brother?
I don't know if it's a stretch. Like we always say, the semi-finals is the clean slate. The new set of judges is all one stage, one night, well, one afternoon, one long afternoon. And all these things factor into, you know, how you go out there, how you perform on the stage. It factors into whether or not you make it into the finals.
And he will grow in confidence.
So he will grow in confidence. And bearing in mind that it's the cultural center again, it's a stage that he's very familiar with from junior Calypso into the big stage. So really, I expect good things from him. But at the end of the day, I do not make determinations on a final determination until I actually see the performances at the semi-finals. So I will be there, and if you ask me before the judges give their decision, I'll tell you if he'll be in there or not.
Okay. Before we leave the South, I wanted to feature a little bit of, we spoke about Ocean a while ago, her second song, The Whip, which she also performed very, very well as well.
They come in like beggars and live like kings and dictators. Oh no. They abuse our trust and they use our love against us. Oh no. Let the whip beat their conscience. There must be resistance to wrong everywhere. Though they are our brothers and sisters, crack the whip and let them remember. Lucian people greeting. Tell me, how are you feeling? We having a meeting to give politicians a whipping for cheating. They thief too much living. All the people suffering. Me done run away from this slave driver. So come let's show them politicians. We are the masters. Kumbe, 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 boy. Bade, bada, 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 bado. La, badi, da, do. Bade, bada. With them. La, badi, bada, bado.
She enjoys the entire song. It's not like you sing at first and you wait for the band thing in between and you relax.
She's clearly relaxed. She knows
She's
that song very
clearly
well, but she knows
and she's performing it right through. She's singing along with the brassmen, and she's, in case they're not there, she's there.
She's
there.
there.
To keep them on track and so on. So I'm really, really impressed with Ocean and expect her again. I like T Blacks to go in confidence. And so by the time we get to semis and final, if she makes the finals, we'll certainly see a very, very strong performance from her. And she has the complete package sorted out in terms of the looks and everything on stage as well. You saw the big change from the first appearance to the second
one, and being so well put together in terms of, you know, the outfit matching what you're singing. That's part of it. She seems to have it on point from the beginning. And I mean, let's remember that this year we do not have a defending monarch. So you know, it's wide open. So I guess everybody's bringing the A game, because you know it's not just about the people you're competing against. It's not just about the person that's coming. I'm sorry, it's about the people you're competing against. There's nobody out there waiting for you. You're all going forward together, and you're all, you know, trying to get to the top spot. And everybody has a possibility. So we'll see how they go.
How does it work in the final? Do we have an extra number if there's no defending?
You send 10.
You send 10?
Yes.
Okay.
So normally there would be 9 and the defending monarch, but now it'll be 10. So
somebody gets a bye.
So it's a good thing for the person who would come in at number 10. Normally that person would be staring at the finals and saying, hey, I almost made it. This year you will have made it.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing, yes.
All right. The other newcomer who's been around in the music business for quite a while is Chocolate. And I know she'd been thinking about getting involved for a long time, and eventually she made up her mind. I know she had been involved in the hospital competition as well. She had participated in that, and so she had some inclinations of some intentions of getting in, and then she told me she up to the last minute she was indecisive whether she should, but she decided to just take a jump, and it was a pretty big jump.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This one is for the youth and the young at heart. It's so hard for the youth to stay afloat today, with flood of hopelessness sweeping them away. riche moins and doudou. But get a little older, say jouer est cool. Tell them they worthless and only idling. More a burden and good for nothing. But youth, don't let them steal your rainbow. Oh no, you are the hope for a better tomorrow. Come now, start putting your own rainbow. Create hope for tomorrow. Put orange for creativity. Red for all your vitality. Yellow for dazzling brilliance. Green for natural radiance. Blue for peace and tranquility. Purple for spirituality. But you have to paint indigo, representing hope for tomorrow. Children, tell the youth, paint your rainbow.
Chocolate, a very strong debut for 2017.
Lifting on her voice, man. She has a very good.
And-
Well, that's
and-
chocolate buffet.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's amazing, you know. It's a good thing to see the new voices now. You know, people that could sing coming into Calypso. I think this augurs well for the future of Calypso. You know, because I know singing is not all in Calypso, but if you have a good singer who also can perform, you know, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for them. So I'm really, really pleased to see a lot of singers. We know the South always had singers,
Yes.
you know, but to see people like Chocolate Buffet coming in, you know, I could only invite some of the other singers around the other genres to come in and see if we can take it somewhere.
Oh, yes, and I think one of the things that really hits me when it comes to Linda is her ability to, or well, not just her, but her and her writer's ability to produce something that is a powerful calypso with a powerful message that does not touch on political commentary. I mean, I love my political commentary, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's refreshing to have a little something different. And we have a few calypsonians who do that, but generally we find that political and social commentary kind of mix, and at some point in your social commentary, there's going to be some politics in there. And somebody who does that very well in terms of social commentary is Nintus. But at the end of it all, there is always a line, a verse of political commentary in there that, you know, I don't hate it. I love it actually because I love Nintus, but it's just not pure social commentary. And so it's refreshing to see that she and her writer, they can come together, they can put it well together and impress the public, impress the judges, and get through.
Now, her second song was Hair Extension.
Hair Extension.
And when I asked about it, it was an attempt at humor.
Okay.
Now, Nehemiah, you would know that this can always be risky. Writing humorous songs can be risky, but she handled it extremely well. She was able to execute it well on the night itself. I'm not sure how all the ladies took it, but and she did acknowledge that it was when I spoke with her that when you do humor, you have to take a chance. But she's a consummate performer, so she performed extremely well. But let's get a little bit of Hair Extension, and we will talk a little bit about.
Now I don't want all of you to misunderstand. It's not that I trying to put down no woman. I cannot help but make this observation. The way hair have with female population. By all means, you ladies must beautify yourself, but deep it from inside, not but of a shell. With booklets in hand, I head down to book salon. Imagine my shock to find the whole bookstore gone. The new store owner tell me no book selling here. I tell him I want Andy and Rose, not hair. You in this beauty act everywhere, going through all kind of lengths with your hair. your hair. Your hair is your glory at any age, but God glorious only no damn package. Can you hear me? Why grow when you can buy, they say? Why have factory profits in every day? Celebrate your own God-given beauty. Keep it real even if your hair kinky. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Oi, Papa Joe.
Chocolate, Ronel, you didn't. You seem to have had a slight issue.
No, I not want you to think that I have an issue with the topic. That's not it. I listen. As much as I loved her first song, I guess it's just a personal thing. I don't hate the song, but I don't love it. Unfortunately, and but she performs very well, and you have to give her that. She took a song that I personally don't really like, and made a performance of it that I appreciate. I appreciate the performance of the song, and I do wish her all the best in the semi-finals, regardless. But hey, by extension, it's not.
Yeah, you see, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because you mentioned it. First of all, there are two things working against her there. First is the fact that it's humor, but this is not a topic that people, if you see, say, for example, any writer, let's say she was not a newcomer, she was one of the seasoned performers coming to do something like that. You understand? But as Ronald said, she's very good. She's performing it well. I like the song because I'm a songwriter, and I like the fact that she's using hair. Right, in all of the connotations.
I like that. The play on words, I guess.
I also like the melody. The melody is quite is unique. It's So all I can say is, let us hope that she can also get the nod of the judges. But I personally like it because of the topic. It's a topic away from.
Again, yes, I appreciate that. It's away from the political commentary and all of that. So yes, I'm just saying.
But yeah, as I said, she's a breath of fresh air.
She really is
a very good singer. And it shows that it doesn't matter the topic you give her, she will deliver.
Yes, and I think I should say this. It does not matter what your detractors say, Linda. You go out there and you sing your hair. Go ahead, girl.
And we'll hear you sing.
Yeah, we will. We will hear you sing. And I just have to, reiterate that she did a phenomenal job of performing both of these songs, of engaging the audience and just keeping it real without the politics. Appreciate that.
So she's gotten that out of the way. I think she enjoyed the night as well, which is the key thing. She enjoyed it.
Comfortable with the songs.
Very comfortable. Since we're on this theme, we just featured Oshun and Linda, and I wanted to just deal with the ladies in the competition. There's one from each tent.
Yes.
In the semi-finals. I was hoping we'd have more ladies in the semis.
Well, in order to do that, we would have to have more ladies overall.
So we'll have other Barry too in that competition.
I think we only had 3 ladies overall. Oh no, we missed one.
Yeah, but in the semis, I think we have 3, one from each.
There were only 4 ladies overall.
Yes, which is a little disappointing.
Yes, so.
But we're hoping we'll get to see
some
more ladies in the competition. So let's feature a little bit of.
There were 5.
5 of them.
5, yes.
Let's feature a little bit of Reddy as we move on. But we're going to feature her as well as one of the ladies who's in the competition as well.
Children in trouble when their school don't have principal. The principal morning coming back soon. He got a one-way ticket to the moon. A sad song for Calypso in St. Lucia when the principal played a minor instead of teaching children what is good. Like any trustworthy principal should. He turned she around, I never thought he would. Offer the child sex for good grade principal. The school don't have no principal. The boys in the school breaking every rule. The girls in trouble with that principal. Hey, hey. No principal. The school don't have no principal. They had to combine with another school, cause they don't have no principal. When teachers teach children bad example, the school don't have no principal.
Ready?
Sorry. Yes.
Who is certainly ready for the semis
Certainly,
and
certainly.
performing No Principal as she gets ready for, well, it's a good ready already. So, it's quite a bit. Nahum, when you see her on stage, I mean, I know you're the writer, and so I'm sure you're pretty proud of your daughter performing there as well. But how, as a father, do you get very critical? Or how do you assess
Oh yes,
her?
I'm always critical. I'm always critical. She doesn't escape with anything. Unfortunately, I wouldn't do it at the time of the competition, but when she gets back home, I want to mention her. She has been through. She had a lot of criticisms before when she came in, and what I really like about her is that she took them in a positive way. So that once you have mentioned something and she has accepted that it's wrong, you would see her coming the next time and she would change it. It started with, and she always wants to see what the judges comments, and even if she may not get a chance to work on it this year, she certainly will work on it on next year. And her love for Calypso is the other thing, you know. I have 3 children, and she's the one that has always been around me with the Calypso. I think she knows most of the songs that I've done, that I've composed. She could sing them, you know, and I'm very proud, very, very proud of her, even now, you know, that before. So now I always want a singer and a performer. And by the way, she all of these things, she takes the lyrics and then she internalizes it, and then she does the thing like put the acts and all of these things. These are gesticulations that she just created on her own, you know, and putting parts of the song like Miroro and all of these things, you know, and very proud of her.
She taking after you in terms of the writing as well?
Yes,
Or
yes,
she's writing as well?
definitely. She definitely assists with some of the ideas. You know what we've discussing. We'll have to think, but yeah, she's a I'm very, very proud of her. Very, very proud.
Yeah. Well, I have to say I have to agree with Nahum when he says that she takes the criticism and she takes it well. From the day I met her, and I really like Reddy. Her personality is so open, and from the day I met her, I mean, the very first time I met her, unfortunately, I had a little criticism. But before I could say it, she was like, "What did you think of the performance? Now tell me the truth." So I didn't feel bad about telling her what it was. And she was like, "You know that making sense, eh? Let me see what I can do about that." And the next time she performed, she came to me and she was like, "So was that better?" And I felt like, you know, she really appreciated that you take the time to listen to what she's saying and what she's doing and give her a little, you know, criticism on it. But I'm the type of person, I will give you criticism, but I will also give you the praise. Yes. And I praise her lavishly because every time she comes out, she's better. Every time she comes out, she's better. She comes, she sings a song, she asks you about it, she takes notes. It's almost as if she's writing those notes down, because the next time she comes out, she has taken notice of what I said to her. She takes the public criticism, she takes the private criticism, and she makes something better out of it. So every step of the competition, she improves, and then she'll get into the finals. And, yeah.
What I want to do is to run through some of the new songs that were premiered at the quarterfinals. Among them, Ashanti with I Testify.
All of my prayers and touch my tormented soul, and that is why today Shanti back in control. Hey, I come here to testify. Sing with me. Hail to the Almighty. He tried the tears from out me eye. Is he that rescued me? Hey! He rescued me. He rescued me. Oh,
I raise my hands and testify the Almighty rescued me. God bless you. Thank you very much. Huh?
Is that the Ashanti that you knew when you started working with him?
Getting there. he's not all there, but I mean, he has that need to come back in there, and I'm starting to see, because you see the thing, the Ashanti I started working with had the eye of the tiger. You know, he had a zeal to win, but I'm not sure that's the zeal that he has now. He's taking it a day, a step, a day at a time. But I'm very glad to see him. You know, I'm very glad to see him in this place now. You know, and let me just say, I want to thank Cheryl and Dylan for us collaborating to make sure that he has a season. And I think, don't underestimate Ashanti. You know, Ashanti is, for want of a better word, a demon in the finals. You know, I'm not sure if I'm not shooting myself, you know, by doing that. You know, because it happened with me last year again with Minel as well. You know, but I have no regrets. You know, simply because, as I said, Ashanti is the one who brought me in this. When I went to I remember when I went to his wedding, I said to him, boy, I'll have to try and do 2 songs for you this year, because I was really touched by that, and that's why I want to thank both Cheryl and Dylan for working together to at least give him a decent season this year.
He certainly has that, not to cut you short, but I was just mentioning to him that I think that collaboration with Cheryl and Dylan is a positive one. He needs to, you know, grow through the years and see what we can come up with out of that, because Ashanti is a different person, and I've known Ashanti for a long time, and you have to be backstage with him as well for you to see the difference in his whole demeanor. Now he's ready, he's prepared, he wants it. It's not only about the winning though for him these days. It's really about showing the St. Lucian public that he can do this positive thing with no outside help. It's all about him and his almighty God right now, and he's doing a phenomenal job.
Am I totally off base if I visualize Minel doing that song? Because when I first heard it, I saw her.
I do that all the time. Whenever I hear Minel sing, I think, oh man, that song was written for Ashanti. And then I hear Ashanti sing, and I'm like, wow, this song was written for Minel. I mean, the two of them just have this interchangeable thing, and you know, it would be wonderful to see a collaboration with the two of them one day. Because I think the two of them just have that. They have that public appeal. They have, you know, that performance ability that is parallel. It's right there.
They're definitely two great performers. You know, and let me just say, you know, I'm just learning really Reddy, because the thing about Reddy has such a wide range. Reddy can hit almost any note, and I feel she is a much better singer than I am a writer. That's how I feel. You know, I feel like I haven't come up with the song for Reddy.
Breakthrough.
You understand? For Reddy, I feel that way. But with Ashanti and Minel, I kind of, because they are very similar. They sing from inside, you know, and they have a lot more experience in because the Calypso is not just singing. The Calypso is bringing it out. I think Reddy is just starting to learn this type of thing, you know. So I wouldn't blame you, because to me Ashanti is the Minel is the female side of Ashanti, and Ashanti is the male side of Minel.
That's
you know,
it.
They're quite similar.
And she will be missed greatly this year. I'm
Oh,
hoping
yes.
she comes back.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I'm hoping she comes back next year as well. But she will still be missed. Let's move on to one other new song that was done. Educator came with a new song as well. So let's feature a little bit of that.
Oh, Milado. Give me. I saying what I want at will. My competition I will kill. Them say I taking any big fish on, even priest and politician. Whether red or yellow too, does not turn a bioku. Now and then a hard block is with me, my guide a stock. Even police in uniform, this bad man taking on after I destroy the competition. This police escort and protection. Cause I'm a real bad man, real bad man, real bad man, real bad man. No ching-ching in me pocket, employment on the front. Sakite fashe pe, nothing ain't happening down here. Cause I'm a real bad man, real bad man. Even police in uniform, this bad man taking on all who living by the gun is target for this bad man. Cause I'm a real bad man, real bad man, real bad man, don't afraid no one. Real bad man, real bad man, real bad man, my king. Once the microphone in hand, this bad man don't need no gun. I am the real bad man. Thank you. Oh, Milado.
Educator always animated in between the songs.
Always.
He's always punching his way right through the...
But let me tell you, see, Educator is really a master of the art form, I could tell you. You know, Educator always has a double entendre. But for me, Educator's clarity is what gets me, you know. I mean, Educator is singing a long time. And Educator is always clear. The system, you know, he reminds me, Mary G is also like that. You know, they're very clear. You hear the diction is always very, very good, irrespective of how the sound system is, you know. So
when he's that clear, he can't afford to.
I was just about to say that's not necessarily doing himself a favor, you know, because if he forgets a line, everybody knows.
But
but he normally doesn't. I don't recall an occasion where Educator has dropped a line. In a serious situation, competition mode, and I guess that augurs well for him. At any time he's in a competition, he cannot be counted out.
Let me tell you, Educator is a threat. I see Educator was like 7th or somewhere there in a final, and he did a new song which he learned 2 days before the final, you know, and placed 4th. You know. Wow.
Yep.
You know, he's something else. He really is something else. And I personally have a lot of respect for that guy as a Calypsonian, you know.
Yep.
As a Calypsonian.
You can never count him out.
Calypsonian.
Yeah.
Never
count him out.
And you notice he's always in the finals.
Always.
He's always in the finals.
And he's always earned his place in the finals.
Exactly. That's what I want to submit, you know, because he's a very creative writer. Educator not sing a straight song. Educator doesn't sing a straight song. Educator always has a hidden meaning in the song.
And you have to keep listening right through.
To him.
You're always attentive.
Yes.
You really
always
have
has a
to,
hidden meaning in the song, you know, and that's why I think he's so successful, you know, because the wordcraft part of his score is very high on wordcraft. Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to move on to another new song. T. Caro made his appearance.
Oh, yes.
So I wanted to, let's feature one of his songs that we'll talk about it and get to. He had 2 new songs first time that he's coming in there as well. So.
Remember the World Trade Center. 9/11 caused so much terror. It is the same fear all over. Bombs infiltrating our culture. They attack like a torpedo, trying to blow up Calypso. I warn in Calypsonians, do not compromise the art form. Look how we open carnival.
That is our bomb.
One show before quarter-final. We need to stop making bomb. Calypsonian on detention. That is a bomb. In a school he caused an explosion. We need to stop making bomb. Now I telling Calypsonians, I want you to hear me clear. I heard they caught an invader in the back them parfait, pas ici. Parfait, parfait, pas fin fait pour ici. Parfait, parfait, pas ici. Parfait, parfait, pas fin fait pour ici. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Parfait, parfait, parfait.
That's Tikaro getting an encore even in the quarterfinals.
competition, yeah.
I'm sure the judges wouldn't mind giving him an encore
Yep.
at this point. A very powerful song. And he's a powerful singer as well.
Oh, yeah,
And hits some pretty high notes in there
And
as well.
I have to say, he's a powerful singer who I felt in previous years he has not really tested his range. But this year, he's on point. He tested that range. He played with a new style of well, for him, topic, you know, the play on words and all of that. And he just, I mean, it was his only show. And he just delivered. And he got the audience from the first verse. He had the audience into the song. At one point, I was a little bit worried that the judges were not hearing him because, you know, the audience was so involved in what was going on. But they certainly heard enough.
Yes.
Because he's in there, and I think he's going to execute himself very well at the semi-finals, and we'll see what
I'm
happens.
talking about hitting all the notes. He did it all the notes in the other song that he did. And
Yes,
I did
he
ask
did.
him about that because when I heard him hitting some of those notes, I was asking him, but who was behind the melody and so on, because you don't want to be shooting yourself in the foot by putting too many notes there that you can handle on the night. But he did handle it extremely
did.
well. That's Gunman's Karma.
Those who disregard karma and seem to have no regrets. You love your life, now you live it wrong, and now you want to regret. I blaming my mommy, making excuses for me. She spent the road and she spoiled me, lying to people on TV. When you in slumber, people paid me to commit murder. Did you remember to pray for the souls on which I prayed? You should have stopped me. Instead you struggle to get bail money while you live your life in a daze. Someone plotted my end of days. For the many lives I destroyed, no mommy, I was never a good boy. My time has come. I'm on the other end of the gun. My time has come. Time to pay for what I did wrong. You see, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. This time I have nowhere to run, it's done. My time has come. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's Tikaro, My Time Has Come, the Gunman's Karma. A song that can challenge a lot of singers.
Oh yes, it is. It is. I noticed. You noticed the changing. Sometimes I thought he was even changing the key, but he was within the same key, playing a lot of chords, a lot of. He had to hit a lot of notes to do that well. So this tells me that he is also a very good singer. But he's also always a dynamic performer.
He's always a
Always
dynamic.
His time has certainly come.
Yeah, his time has
Yes, yeah,
come.
his time has come. His
All
time
right,
has
and
come.
our time has come as well. To wrap up the show. Before we run, there's one more song I need to play. It wasn't in the semi-finals or in the national competition. It was from the schools.
Okay.
And I'll play it in a while, but let me just recap and rather we can go to the card very quickly, let's recap the semi-finalists. Ashanti, Chocolate, and we're going in alphabetical order. Educator, Her Black, Invader, Jean Charles, Journalist, Lil Nick, Morgie, Nintas, and Oshun, Pep, Reddy, Solange, T Blacks, TC Brown, T Caro, and Wally. These are the semi-finalists for the, and it's this Sunday
Yes.
at the Cultural Center as well.
Yes, sir.
Before we wrap up, I heard this young lady, Maya, I hope her name is pronounced, A Child's Plea, and she was talking about the crime situation, and I thought the song she was so passionate about it, and she was in character because just her expression on the face, she was like she was pained performing the song, but she was happy that she was able to deliver the message, and I wanted to play to end the show with a message from one of the next generation of Calypsonians. So let's go to Maya. I think she is it was arranged by Jason Joseph, composed by Shanice Everest. You know who Shanice is?
Yes.
Okay, so, and she's from the Ave Maria School, is it?
I'm not sure
Well,
if
it's
those
in the
are
uniform
real.
anyway.
Can't you hear the children crying? Can't you hear them? You, can't you hear the children crying? People, that's why I come before you today. My daddy in the graveyard now he lay. Endless corruption, my situation simply a fraction. There's many like me, victims of such calamity. Can anyone find a solution to all these situations? Hearts of children that are broken, fear shot through their mind, they're shaken. Tell me why not sweet St. Lucia? Violence is taking over. Can you hear the children cry? Don't you turn a blind eye. So please, 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 stop the killing. Please, 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 St. Lucia is crying. What happened to unity and loving this my country? Now children left with no family. Please listen here, a child. Please, please, please stop all this violence. Snacking violence, with St. Lucia. You stop the violence, stop it. Calypso. Thank you.
A very polite Maya.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I was very moved when I heard the song.
Yes,
Very
yes.
passionate, and she performed it well. I wouldn't remember a lot of words in the song if I had to sing a song. She remembered, like, and when I was saying big words in the song, she remembered it, that she delivered it very, very powerfully. And she was in character.
Her attitude, man, is what really. You could see this is a future Calypso
Yes,
there. You know, you could
yes.
see that clear. You know, and you know what we were speaking about. I think every time we talk about people's graduating or gravitating to the big yard, so to speak. And you know, she certainly is someone. You know, I think we ought to groom. We shouldn't let her get lost in. You know, I'm very, very impressed with that child.
Yes, and so I wanted
She
to feature
didn't
them.
place.
And to end the show,
impressed.
she didn't place, but
Yeah, but you
technically
picked it
she's
out. You
placed.
picked it
But she's placed. Yeah, she certainly made it there.
said,
Right? She's,
we
yeah.
keep playing it because we think there's a
Yeah,
powerful
man.
message in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
Especially coming from a
yes.
child.
And she's delivering it. You know, she's delivering that song. You know,
Yes.
I don't know.
And so we wanted to leave on that note from A Child's Plea from Maya of the Ave Maria School. I want to thank you, Nahum and Ronel, for being here as we looked at the semis and we prepare now for the semis and the next big show. This is most likely going to be one of the more competitive semi-finals.
Yes.
It's gonna
Normally
be hard to
boring,
call.
long, drawn-out show, but this one is
Yes.
going to be engaging.
Yes.
I mean, just look at the names in there, and you're going to see that.
Yes. I
The
think
I don't envy the judges.
Yeah.
I really don't.
yeah,
I
people
mean,
have to perform their guts. People
this is
have
gonna
to
be like a
perform.
final.
It's going to be a final.
It's gonna be like a final
Yeah.
in a semi-final atmosphere. People are going to have to come out, you know, with their big guns, and I'm going to be very, very interested in how they come out, because I noted for the quarterfinals that some people came in presentation.
Yeah, some people already
So
came.
I wanted to see, you know, what they come with at the semi-finals to stand out, to make themselves different, and
Right.
you know, book their spot. 10 spots into the finals. That's 8 people dropping.
8 people dropping.
And maybe it's you know, it's providence for them that Minel is not defending this year, because it would be hard to drop 9. It's going to be hard to drop 8. It would be terrible to drop 9 going into the finals. And this is one year that I can't really even say one person who's definitely in to the finals, no matter what. They have to work for it. Everybody, from the veterans to the newcomer. The newcomers.
And a nice mix of what I like about it.
Yeah,
it really
very
is.
nice.
Yes,
you have newcomers and you have not
we have
too
young
old, not too
people.
new, and
So
then you have the
nice
veterans.
mix.
And the veterans are there as well.
Yes.
Nahum, congratulations on making it through as well.
Oh yeah.
and all the best as well. I want to again thank you for being here, and we will certainly continue to look at, we will to see what the results are like, probably Monday morning, and then look at the final, big final. And for once, Calypso is running the talk in Carnival. Normally it's driven by Soca. We don't even know who
We don't know.
We have seen no road march on the horizon or anything like this.
But it will come. It will come eventually. So we know that's definitely. I mean, we're only 3 weeks out.
Yes, we have some time still. Thanks so much. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks.
And we thank you for watching as well the reality show on Calabash TV.